Okay, in my room, I'm trying to get stuff used up that I have in here. I have this can, and I have some little carrots from the Dollar Tree. And I saw on Pinterest where they had a carrots and a bunny in a can. So, I had to go make a pattern. And first off, I'd done this one, and I think it was a little too big. So then I went in and resized it down a little bit. I think that's going to work. So I'm going to cut this out. And this is some, this drop cloth here. That's what this is. But I'll cut this out, put my bunny on there, and then I'll trace around it. And I'll leave it on here. I'll just pin it right in here. When it's traced on, I'll take it to my sewing machine and go around the outline of my bunny. I'll leave this open down here for stuffing. This is the nose. I don't know what I'm going to make that out of yet. But I want to get this done so I can have that for the can. This should be simple, and it's drop cloth, the pattern, and a can. And those little carrots. I had those from last year. I think that was yeah, I think it was last year I had those. All right, I'm going to go cut this out, trace around it, and go sew it. Okay, instead of just starting from fresh, like y'all don't know I even done this one, you wouldn't see it, and I just say I done this pattern, well, I'm going to let you see some of the things I go through. Just a little bit of it. I made this pattern. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way the ears don't come down further. I don't think it's wide enough, even though I think once I got it in the can, it had like a bow right here and the little nose and face. I think it would look fine. And I really don't like using the drop cloth. It was a little hard to work with, as you know. It was hard to get turned and everything. So I'm going to just set this one aside for right now, unless I decide to use it. I'm going to go back to my machine, and here's my revised pattern. I just took my pattern that I had in Silhouette software, and I just pulled it out a little bit, made it a little bit fatter. And then where the ears are here, I took and I dropped it down to there. So it's a little more on the head. And just kind of maneuvered around on the ears and stuff. But I've traced it off here. Now I'm going to go sew it on and bring it back, clip it, and stuff it. Alright, I have finished my bunny. Doesn't that look much better than this one? I think so. The ears look funny on this one. Look better on that one. So, I'm going to set that one aside. And I've drawn a little face on there. And I have threaded a needle with just some black crochet thread. And I'm going to come in from the back. I'll do the, I don't know if I want to do the eyebrow first. Yeah. I'll do that one. I'll do that one. Then I'll come back and do the eyes. I'm just going to pull my thread about right there. And I'm going to just kind of hang on to it for right now. And then I am going to go over to this one, this eyebrow. I'm going to come down and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do the eyes. I think I'm just going to go back and forth a little bit on them. I could do just that. Okay, maybe just a crisscross. Just trying to figure it out. Just do it your way. I don't know. I'm going to go over to this eye at the top. I think that there looks good. And then go yeah, like that. Now, sticking that down in there, I want to go to the mouth. So I have to angle it back to the mouth. Okay, I think that looks fine. Then I want to come back out here. Now I gotta make sure I really like it. Now I have painted a cardboard nose, and I can't say this is what I just took a piece of cardboard off a cereal box, cut a little rectangle, and I don't know if I want it black or I maybe should have painted it pink. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure when I cut this off, I'm ready to cut it off. I think that face is okay. So, I'm going to leave it. Cut that off. And that off. Okay, I put my needle up so I don't lose it. Okay, now we need some cheeks. I know I set my, here it is. And I'm just gonna use the pink blush on a dauber. Probably still has enough on it from last time. I might need to add some more now. Don't want that too bright. Whoa, see? I tapped it off, and it was a good thing I did. Okay, now I need some up on the ears. I think that looks good. Now, where'd I put my little nose? There it is. Okay, I think that looks all right. So let's put a little tab of glue back there. Straighten him up. Okay, I'll probably put a bow or something around his neck or something also. But I'll lay him aside for right now. I want to get my carrots ready. Okay, I've got some greenery here. I have some greenery. I have 3 of these carrots from the Dollar Tree. Put some glue back down on that. Okay, and also I want to darken this up some. So I'm going to take some walnut stain distress ink. Whoa, flipped it. And put a little of this on there, on all of them. Okay, that, I'll do the rest off. So I'm going to go ahead and put one of these on, or maybe two. It's just some greenery that I've had. This one's a little, that one's different. That glue's still wet. That is just a little tall, and I don't want to use my good scissors. Let's see if I need to cut some of that off. And I need a little short piece, I think. Yeah, there. Let's put those together, see how that is. Okay, now I'm going to put some glue down in here. Take a few of those off. I should have done that before I put the glue in there. Okay, that looks good. Now I'll do the other two the same way. Okay, I made a little bow for her head up here and just put some a jute bow around her neck, and then just tied some little jute around the carrots. And now I'm going to put these aside, and I'm going to work on the can. And I really don't, I think I'm going to coat it with this Heritage brick by Americana and get my cinnamon ready. Well, no, I can't do that. I need my label first, don't I? Yeah, I need a label. So, where is my label? All right, here's my label. And I gotta have my Mod Podge. So I am going to cover my image here. And I did not put any hairspray on it. I forgot to do that. I'm looking for something to put my image down on so it's not on this paper. There. Now I might, after I get this on the top of it, I might go over it with some hairspray. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting it on the edges. Okay, that is good and coated. Okay. Now, move that aside to see where I want. The seam is in the back. Oops, I'm getting to the wrong. There we go, right there. Right like that. I'm going to have to let that dry. Maybe I should have coated it with the paint first. Nah, it's all right. I probably should have, but I'm not going to. I can go ahead and paint around it. Trying to go down and push that down in the crevices some. Okay, I'm going to do that right about that much. And then I am going, while it's wet, going to put some cinnamon on it. A little bit right in there. Okay, that is fine. I'm going to go a little bit more. Oh, I don't have much left to go, so I can finish it up. And then I'll let it dry. Well, I'm going to go around this, and I'm going to put, oops, I'm going to put the Mod Podge on there, or the paint, and then the cinnamon. Do the same and finish the can. I've decided to give it another coat and just use some Mod Podge because my red's coming through. So I'm using some Mod Podge here that has some coffee in it. That way I don't use my good Mod Podge. And I'll just sprinkle some more cinnamon on this. And that should cover it good. Okay, now put my Mod Podge on it. It's getting dry. Or put my cinnamon on it. I don't have much left to do. I can see that. I don't want to bang that while I'm on here because I know it'll get loud on your ears. It will be loud. Okay, turn it. Okay, I'm just going to finish doing this. Finish that little piece up there and see how it turns out. Now I'm going to, that this is dry, I'm going to go back over it to seal the cinnamon in. It's not really coming off. I usually have to tap, but this is doing all right. I guess because my Mod Podge is really runny. Anyways, I'm just going to coat this and let it dry, and then we can start putting it together. Now, I'm ready to put this together. I did get some material and wrap and make a bow around it. And I know I can't use all three of my carrots because then I'll cover up my bunny. So, I'm just going to put my bunny, I'm just going to barely connecting back there. Just so it won't fall out while I'm messing with it. Okay. Like that right there. And you can see the way my can turned out. With that second coat of Mod Podge, and it's still trying to come out. That should hold him in if I hold it long enough. Okay, I think I can let that go. Now, for the carrots. And one kind of going off that way. Which one of these? Because I'm only going to use two of them, so which one do I want? This one. One that way. And then I went and found a little, actually it was a tag that Trailside Designs had, and I just cropped it out and made it small and put it on a stick so I can make a little sign to go down in here. And that kind of gives it the 3, you know, where you don't want to have just 2. And it has something uneven. Okay, I think that's finished. I've changed my mind. She's not finished. She needs some whiskers. So I'm going to find something, probably some really thin wire, and put some whiskers on her. I should have done it with my crochet thread, but I wasn't thinking. So I'm going to find some wire and make some whiskers. And I needed to say, I just saw this was by Straight Jacket Crafting by Jen on Facebook. This little carrot patch here. And it was actually, like I said, it was actually a tag. And I just cut it down to where, resized it and cut it down where I just made a sign out of it. Here's what I'm working on now. I had these shutters, and these were actually together. And I took the screws out of them and just going to use one of them. I have used one of these before. I had 2 sets, and they were both 50 cents a set that I got at the thrift store. So the other one I think I made, yeah, it's in my hallway. I painted it and I put some hooks on it, and I have things hanging off from it, you know, in my hallway. So now with this one, I saw a cute idea on Pinterest. So I'm going to do it. I had to go into my Silhouette software and make my stuff up to go on it. I think it's going to work. But to start with, let me kind of get it put together. I don't know how much of it you're going to be able to see. Okay, that's the hat brim. Let me pull this down. I was going out to the garage and going to get some wood out there, 1/2-inch wood, and trace it off and cut it with my scroll saw. I thought, I'm going to do this with the laser. That made it much easier. Yeah, I mean, I like to use the scroll saw, but this I didn't have to go out there. It's a little chilly in the garage still. Okay. So that will go there for the ears. Where's the rest of it? Okay, there's my feet. Okay, I'll push this up where you can see the feet. I think. There's the feet. They'll go down here. Like that. Oh, there's my nose. And there's a nose. And there's some eyes. And that makes a bunny. See if I can turn it where you can see the whole thing. It will be crossways, but there's what I'm going to be doing. So now I've got to figure out what I'm going to paint the top of it color for the hat, and then the body will be a color and the feet. So I've just got to figure out what colors I'm going to use and start on it. This is a hat brim here. I think that's going to be cute. Well, I have chosen for my colors this Dixie Belle Weeping Willow. This was some paint that I got in a Happy Mail. And then I've got some drop cloth here with Dixie Belle. So, and I've got kind of a chippy brush so I can get down in there, because these aren't the shutters aren't the easiest thing to paint. But I've drawn me a line where I know I can stop there, because the hat brim is going to go across there. And I'll probably have to give this 2 coats or more. That's going to be, I think that's a good spring color for a bunny hat. I thought about going English ivy, and I thought, no, I use that all the time, and I like this color, so it's springy. I'm going to just be working on painting all these grooves, getting it all down in there, so I can start on the drop cloth next. Down, the whole body will be drop cloth, the feet will be drop cloth. The leg, what do I have? The ears will be a drop cloth, the color drop cloth. And then, of course, they'll look different because you'll accent them, you know, with some pink in the ears and different things. And the little bunny toes will have some pink on it. All right, I'm going to keep working on this, and I'll come back and show you when I'm finished. Well, I said I was going to go with the drop cloth by Dixie Belle, and it's just too white for me. I wanted something a little more, with a little more color, creamy color. So I chose to go with Warm Buff by Apple Barrel. It says it's a satin, but that's okay. But I'm going to finish painting this with the Warm Buff, and I think that's going to go nice with the, what color was that? Dixie Belle Weeping Willow. All right, with the little pads of the feet, I've decided that and the little toes, and these are the eyes, so I won't do those. But I'm going to give them a coat of the antiquing wax, and then I'll wipe this off. As you can see, I went back over it with pink. I just didn't want it solid pink. I thought, well, I'll try that, and it seemed to have worked. I'm going to give these all a coat of that, wipe them back, and then I'll come back and show you this, how I do the pink. Okay, here's one that is dry, ready to, I'm just going to kind of dry brush it. Like that, and then I'll come back, I'll let it dry, and I'll come back and do more in the middle. This is the little foot. Okay, I'll call that good for that one. And you know, if you don't have wood or any way to cut wood, this would be really cute in cardboard. Do some of it corrugated, maybe, you know, and it's some solid or all solid and all corrugated, whichever way you want to do it. I think it'd be really cute cardboard. If you had a shutter, which I usually find them. I have more shutters somewhere. I just don't know where they're at. I've stuffed them somewhere. Somewhere logical that I don't know what it is. All right, I'm going to finish doing all these. And the nose, this is the nose. I'll probably do it the same way. Okay, on this bunny ear, I need to bring it up like it's bent over. So I've gotten these some, what is this color? Melted chocolate. I'm just using any kind of brown. Let me scoot all this back. Okay. So dip that in some water. My brush. Okay. Now I'm going to go load it. Okay, what do I want to do? Like, woo, like that. Not the best at this, but it'll get it. Actually, Need that a little heavier. Need some more brown. And bring it up. Like that. Okay, I think that will work. I don't want to get carried away with it. And I don't know if I need to do the rest of it or not, because I'm not that good at it. I'm going to bring it more in here. But it still gives the illusion that the ears bent over, I think. I'm going to have to wash my brush out. Get me some more water. And that'll work. Okay, I'm just going to kind of go around real fast on the ear. Like I said, I'm not good at floating. I used to do it. I don't do it anymore. Okay, that's good enough. I forgot the inside of my ear needs to have some pink on it. So I just kind of dry brush it on it. Call that good for the ears. Let's see. Not sure which piece goes on what. I think like that. I might take my little finger sander and kind of sand the edges of these. Yeah, I'm taking my finger sander, going around the edges of the feet. Okay, I'm going to finish these up. All right, I did take this blending brush here, or pad, and I didn't add any on it. Just using what's already on it, because I didn't want a lot. There was some of the antiquing ink in walnut. Maybe put a little there, kind of dull that down. I may have to put some on here because I've done these right here, all these right here, not that one. And it seems to be worn off now. Okay, here is my, I don't want a lot. I need to move that rag, or that towel. There, that's good. This one, okay, I'm going to finish doing this to the rest of this. And paint my eyes. See where I'm at from there. All right, I have everything painted, and I think I have it situated where I want it. Everything glued down, and I'm going to use some Quick Grip, Beacon Quick Grip. It dries fast, but yet you have time to move things around if you need to. But I'm going to go ahead and use the glue gun also, and then this for permanent hold. And I've got them situated where I want them. And that on the nose, I think the eyes are where I want them also. I'm going to put the nose where I want it, kind of look at it, but I am going to put my whiskers down first and then lay my nose down on top of it when I can. But I'll put my whiskers where I want them, glue them down, and then glue the nose down. And then the feet are where I want them down here, but I can't move it. I'm afraid I'll get it all out of whack. And then I've got to have a bow, I think, for here, and maybe something on the hat. But I want to get this all glued together now. Well, I have it all glued together, and I really struggled with a bow and stuff because I don't have pastel colors. This is the extent of it, and I can't say it even matches, but I just made a bow here with the green, the pink, and a cream. And then I made a yo-yo. Made the yo-yo. I just traced a circle out with this size, the medium plate, paper plate. Cut it out, stitched around it, pulled it, made the yo-yo. Then took a long piece of this and just ran a running seam down the edge, and then pulled it to put that. And then a big button. My sister gave me a bunch of those buttons a long time ago. And I can't say that it matches or whatever, but it looks cute. It looks good. So for just an old orange shutter, I think it turned out pretty cute. Alright guys, that's all for this video, and I wanted to let you all know I appreciate you for watching and commenting and liking and sharing. And I don't say it often enough, but I really do appreciate it. So until the next one, guys, we'll see you later.